Hi, welcome to this video on the KNX installation. I am going to show you how I organise my KNX system for my house. I had a problem when I moved into this house in that the installation project had more devices than the ETS5 license would allow. So I've had to rebuild my KNX project in a sort of more modular way, and I'll show you how I've done that to allow you to sort of get around the license restrictions of only 20 licenses. So I'm going to just open up ETS5. And so how I've organized things is I have a project for the actuators and a project for upstairs and a project for downstairs. Now, what the actuator element does is this acts as a master for all of the group addresses. So if ever I want to make any changes to any group addresses, I always do it on this particular project first, and then export those group addresses for use within these other projects. So I'll just show you roughly how I did that. So I'll open up the actuators. You can see there's only 6 actuators in the project, but the more important thing really is the group addresses. Let me just maximize this. You can see here that the group addresses are organized by sort of the area. So we have the ground floor, the first floor, external lighting, and then kind of central central events. So each room, so we have the first level is the ground floor, and then we have the room in each on each floor, and then within that we have a whole series of other addresses. So we have the lamp switch, the lamp feedback, the second set of lamp switch, lamp feedbacks, downlight switch, the dimming values for anything that dims. You need more group addresses, and then we also have the lounge itself is has a central heating zone. So there's a set point, a manual offset, an actual temperature value, an operating mode, current mode, which is like a feedback for the operating mode, the heating value, and the current set point, which are all used in the heating. So if, for example, you want to make changes to these elements, then what you do is you just find the most logical area that you want to change. So let's say I want to make a change to garage door, and I want to create a little an extra address that monitors the garage door for some reason. I navigate to garage door, add group addresses, and then say monitor, okay, and then that will then add that in that group address into a particular into this list of group addresses. If you select that, then you can choose which data type it is. It will depend on what the group address is going to be functioning as. But then the most important thing is to export this. So you move up to the top level, right click on your mouse and export group addresses. I have this set up, so I have my house group addresses set up in to just export this, and that's then quickly exported. And then when I'm making changes to the switches, I then just will re-import those set of group addresses. So let's say I've made my change to the group addresses. I'll then close out this project, and I go down to the downstairs project, and I navigate to where I want for the particular device, and I then can import those group addresses. So if I open up the workspace, oops, not catalogs. If I open up the group addresses workspace, and again, if I right click on here, I can import group addresses. But I'll show you at the moment my new group address isn't there. But if I right click on that and import group addresses, again, it's all already set up. Should be. I'll just locate my file again, and there I quickly import that, and you can see that new group address is now present. So imagine keep a file of group addresses as a kind of as a master document, and always kind of make changes in one area and then always re-import those back. And this allows you to reduce down the number of devices that are present in any particular project. So you can see I've got a downstairs project here, and then I also have an upstairs project and the actuators project, and we just share these group addresses between the projects, and they can be used whenever we need to make changes. In terms of how you organize the project, it seems to make sense to have a particular level. So you'll have say the building, and then the floor, and then so we have the ground floor, and then the rooms within that, and then the objects within each room. That's how I organise things. The group addresses, again, are organised in a similar way, in a kind of logical way. So we have the ground floor, first floor, external, and so on. So it just means that it's easy to figure out where what those group addresses are if you organise them in a kind of logical way like that. Okay, hope this helps you.